Hello, welcome to the channel, welcome back perhaps. Today we are going to be continuing with our exploration of sounds for the contrabass clarinet, the heavy metal clarinet project. And what we've got today is our first look at some compression. Now, the idea here is that we will be using the Walrus Audio Mira, and the reason that we decided on this particular pedal is because it's what they call an optical compression, and it seems to be a particularly transparent and clean sounding one, suitable for things other than just guitar. Not that other compressions can't be used for non-guitar instruments, excuse the double negative there, but this one seems to be particularly manipulable and have a particularly transparent kind of sound. So we have the Walrus Audio with the Walrus, the Wally Plus looper loaded with our samples for the contrabass clarinet. We have the Walrus Audio Mira. We'll go through the settings soon. And we've got our Jackson Audio modular fuzz here. What we've got installed is the Fuzz Page Mark II, which is the kind of noisiest and most distorted one that we've been playing with, and we figured that would be interesting as a means of seeing what effects the compression has. Now, we could put the compression after the fuzz, but maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get to that later. For now, we're just going to play around with the compression and see what we can get. Looking at the controls, we've already got a little bit of stuff set up. Most importantly, we've got the level set up so that when the pedal is engaged, it's kind of unity gain. So maybe a little bit less. Yeah, that seems fine. Not perfect perhaps, but the other thing that we've got is the threshold is set maximum, so it's not really applying any compression at the moment. The ratio is set to 1:1, so even if the threshold activates, it's not going to do much because it's not compressing hard at all. Makeup is any volume, is a way of adding volume to anything that's taken out by the compression. Blend, what we've got set up is only the compressed signal, so we can actually add back in non-compressed signal, and here we've got the attack and the release of the compression. It's a lot to play with and it's a little bit daunting. I'm not going to shy away from that. We're just going to play around a little bit and see what we can come up with. There's also the fuzz that we're going to add in just to see what kind of effects the compression has on the fuzz. The other thing worth mentioning about the Mira is that there's this HPF high pass filter button on the side, which we have engaged because we still want our low notes to have impact. We might try without it. Who knows whether that will be something that ends up being helpful or not. Our basic approach here is that because we're doing something with the contrabass clarinet that is kind of unusual, then we're not entirely sure where it's going. And that is fine. So let's dive in. This is a sample we've been using a lot recently from Little Green Spirits. Let's see where this leads us. So we're going to put this so it's pretty clear what effect is happening here. The ratio will cut things quite considerably, but let's bring up the threshold. Okay. I'm tempted to bring the ratio down. We've also got this light here, which is very helpful. So you can hear that the attack of the contrabass is taken off there. Let's try without this high-pass filter thing. It's definitely more consistent. Let's see if this makes any difference. Yeah. I definitely want to try and keep the attack of the notes. So that implies that we should be having a slower attack. Okay. So I'll admit it's hard for me to tell what effect we're having here. And it may be useful to perhaps turn up the level a little bit so we can hear a little bit more clearly. Let's give that a try. Let's try with a super heavy ratio. See what happens. Okay, so one of the things that we're interested in trying to do here is to reduce the key noise of the clarinet somewhat, if possible. And I don't think that that's what's going to be possible here, because the key noise occurs along with the actual wanted noise of the instrument. So the compressor cannot sort it out from the rest of the sound. So we may have to accept the fact that there's going to be some key noise just as part of this approach. I mean, we could try a super fast attack and slow release and see if that does anything. I mean, do we also want a fast release though, so that it catches any volume? Let's see. I mean, there's just so many possibilities. It's a little overwhelming, but yeah, I'm not hearing the attack of those low notes being taken off at all there, and that's probably because of the high pass filter. It's probably because we're still not entirely sure what we're doing here. Okay, let's keep playing around and see what we can come up with. I mean, I don't really feel like I'm hearing exactly what's going on, and this is the process of me educating myself, hopefully. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult to establish a baseline, and you know, because the sustain of the contrabass clarinet is not the same as the sustain of a guitar. Maybe what we need to think about doing is having like a super fast attack and a super fast release. Let's play around with that, like thinking of it as a comparison with the guitar. You know, like the guitar has a fast attack, and you know the transients are in there, but it has that long sustain, which the clarinet doesn't have. Okay, let's play around with that idea a little bit. So like super fast attack, super fast release. I feel that's making a difference to the attack. Okay, let's put the threshold. Yeah, okay, this is interesting, an interesting approach. Threshold all the way up, I mean as sensitive as possible. Maximum compression ratio. Let's play around with the attack and the release. Okay, that's interesting. Because basically the release now is just suppressing the volume. So like a little bit of release. I mean a relatively fast release, but... Is the attack too fast, maybe? Is that doing something? That seems to be taking something off it. So it seems that having a slower release time is good, and a faster attack time is good. Yeah, I mean that's comparably at the same volume. if that's, I mean, with the ratio all the way down, there shouldn't be any difference. It seems to even thin the clarinet sound. Okay, we're gonna go for something extreme. There's something of a difference there. I do feel it's taking the edge off that first heavy note. Yeah. Maybe we do want that HPF disengaged. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not hearing huge differences here. Even with this extreme setup, fast attack, slow decay. There's a volume difference for sure, but I mean, I think I may even prefer it without. I mean, we tried the extreme thing. let's do a slow attack and a slow decay. Okay, it's a similar volume at least. Let's try it with the fuzz. Get the impression that the attack is a bit more intense there for some reason. Okay, maybe I'm starting to get a feel for this. It's actually a stronger attack there. But it does have a more even sound to it with the pedal engaged. Feels just more consistent. Okay, the volume is comparable. Let's see if it makes any difference with the fuzz. So. Okay. Well, there's definitely differences there. It definitely sounds more even and consistent with the compression on it. I do feel that my compression setting is pretty basic there in terms of the needs of this project, but still, it's not a bad little experiment. What I would like to try now, though, is putting the compression after the fuzz and see what happens. See what happens there. So yeah. Also, it's worth noticing that we're not getting rid of the key sounds. So I think we are going to just have to accept that that's part and parcel of this particular sound, perhaps. Let's try that other way round and see where that leads us. Okay, so let's put our settings back to where they were. Let me put that there just to start. We'll leave the attack and release where they are. Blend is fine. Put the makeup down. Okay, so let's have some power, please. Okay, that there is the first time I felt like this is actually a good use of the compression. Like, I feel it's bringing something there. That's with the threshold as sensitive as possible and the ratio as high as possible, but it does give it a real sense of evenness. This is a complicated thing. I've not had to use compression much before for anything, and I do feel like I'm learning some stuff here, especially about how I want to handle it with the contrabass clarinet. Okay, I'll play around with this a little bit more, I think, and see if there's other stuff, but we definitely seem to be getting more out of this after the fuzz, so far anyway. A bit disappointing we're not going to be able to get rid of any of the key sound, but let's see where this goes. See, one of the tricky things is I'm not sure if it's actually bringing anything extra. You know, like it sounds good without it too. Let's see. Let's keep going. Okay, so that's been an interesting little exploration. I am finding that this HPF button on the side may actually be a little bit of a liability, and maybe we do want some of those low notes to be setting off the compression perhaps. But you know, we started with kind of the extreme thing with the attack, like a fast attack. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the way that we had it like that, where it's like very fast attack, very slow release, seems, yeah. I mean, like taking the release down a little bit seems to be good. Yeah, it's still a little bit of a mystery to me. I'm really glad to have dived in, and I do think we were getting better results after the fuzz. But also, this definitely needs more work, and I need to learn more, and it may even not need compression. Let's see, because let's face facts, that fuzz sounds absolutely lovely, and I'm very happy with that already. So, yeah, let's leave that there for now. Thank you very much if you have stuck around this far, and I hope this has been interesting. Keep well, and see you next time.